Rosemary Clayton, a 31-year-old housewife from Broad Green, and her lodger, Linda Mitchell, are accused of the theft of a dress from the Broad Green branch of Humbard's department store and with conspiring to do so. It is alleged that whilst Mrs. Clayton created a diversion, Miss Mitchell walked out of the store with the dress concealed under her mackintosh. When approached by a store detective in the car park, Miss Mitchell threw her mackintosh into a car and Mrs. Clayton drove off. The detective testified that she saw the dress under the mackintosh and reported the car registration number to the police subsequently, who were waiting for Mrs. Clayton to arrive home. On her arrival, the dress was not found under the mackintosh or anywhere in the car. Yesterday, the prosecution presented its case in the Crown Court, where the two accused, protesting their innocence, elected to be tried by jury. Today, Rosemary Clayton, one of the accused, is about to give evidence.
Rosemary Elizabeth Clayton, who live at 18 The Walk, North End. Yes. Have you ever been in a court of law before?
No, never.
Nor in any trouble with the police, of any sort whatsoever?
No, not even for parking.
Well, not many people can claim that these days. How long have you been married?
It's our 7th anniversary next month.
What is your husband's occupation?
He's a bank official.
Is he doing well? Getting on, would you say?
I think so, yes.
Is he likely to become a bank manager soon, do you think?
Oh, well, maybe assistant manager first. He's had an interview with, you know, the top men.
Is this unfortunate business likely to affect his chances?
Oh, I do hope not. Ron hasn't said, but he doesn't talk about his work to me.
Well, his character, his background, his family life must be unquestionable for them even to consider promoting him.
Oh, yes, must be. It is.
So. Now, this is a purely hypothetical question, Mrs. Clayton. If the thought of stealing anything had occurred to you, you would have realized the terrible consequences, possibly ruining your husband's career had you been caught.
Oh, I never thought of it.
No, but if you had...
My friend is leading the witness, Your Honour.
Miss Tate, in my opinion, you have made your point. Could we move on?
Yes, Your Honour. Now we come to your friend Linda Mitchell. She lives with you as a paying guest.
Yes.
And you sometimes go out together.
Well, not all that often, no.
No, but sometimes.
Yes, sometimes.
On the 8th of May, you drove to Humbard's department store at Broad Green and went into the dress department. Now, is the version of what happened given by the prosecution witness quite correct?
No. Well, yes, most of it is, really.
Linda Mitchell was with you. Did she say what she wanted to do?
Yes, she wanted to try some dresses on.
And what did you do?
I went to the accessories counter. I was just looking while I waited, really.
And what happened?
Well, then I discovered that my purse had been stolen. Well, I thought it had.
And where was Miss Mitchell?
In the fitting room.
Now, did you get upset when you thought about the purse?
Yes, I did. Well, I'd had cash pinched before, not long before.
How much money was in the purse?
£10, about.
Several assistants came to your aid?
Yes, they helped me to look for it and asked me when I'd last had it.
Now, when you discovered that the purse was still in your coat pocket, what were your feelings?
Well, I felt embarrassed at the way I'd gone on. I felt awful, and I just wanted to get out of the store as quickly as possible.
Was Miss Mitchell still in the store?
No, she'd just gone on, so I caught her up.
As you left together, did she say anything?
Oh, yes, she said she wanted to do some more shopping in Broad Green.
Nothing else?
Yes, she asked me to take her Mac back home because she wasn't going to need it.
So you intended going straight home?
No. First to the butcher's. It was their half day.
So as soon as Linda had put her PVC Macintosh into the passenger seat, you immediately drove off, fairly fast?
Yes. Well, there wasn't all that much time. They close at 1.
So you had no idea that you were leaving Linda in any sort of a situation?
Well, I wouldn't have left her, would I?
Did you call at the local butcher's?
Well, yes, I did, but they'd shut, right on the dot.
Then did you go straight home, or did you call somewhere else?
I went straight home.
And we know that when you got there, you were met by 2 policewomen. Did you complain that they were treating you like a criminal?
Well, it was such a shock. Police asking questions outside your own house and looking all over your car. What did people think?
But subsequently you permitted the police to search the house and no stolen goods were found.
Naturally not.
Thank you.
Mr. Dealey, have you any questions put to this witness?
No, Your Honour.
Mr. Harvesty?
Mrs. Clayton, you're on bail with your husband as surety.
Yes.
He's a surety for your friend, too. It's magnanimous of him.
Well, she doesn't have anybody. She left home at 15.
Mrs. Clayton, when the police officers questioned you, I have the impression that you were more upset by what the neighbours might think, imagining they were peering out from behind their curtains.
You can bet they were.
There's a lot of keeping up with the Joneses, is there, in the Walk Croft End?
I suppose there is, yes.
Which you don't indulge in.
No. Well, you have to a bit, I suppose.
Well, why didn't you just take the 2 policewomen immediately inside your house, where they'd be out of the neighbours' sight? Was there something there that they shouldn't see? Something you needed time to get rid of? More stolen goods, perhaps?
No! They'd have seen them going in and coming out. That'd be just as bad.
I see. Now, would you cast your mind back to the precise moment when you lost your purse? How did you come to notice it?
Well, it wasn't in my handbag, was it?
But how did you come to notice it?
Because that's where I keep it.
Mrs. Clayton, you still haven't answered my question. How did you come to notice it was missing?
Answer the question, please.
I have! I looked and it wasn't there!
Yes, but why look? You said that you were waiting for Mitchell, just killing time. Well, if you were not buying anything, why go into your handbag for your purse?
I don't know. I can't remember. I opened it for something. I don't know. Well, my hanky, maybe. It wasn't there, that's all I know.
And you created a scene, drawing attention to yourself.
I suppose I did, yes. It was only natural.
Oh, why? Because you'd had a purse stolen previously. In a store, was it?
Yes.
In that same store, Humbard's, Broad Green?
No, not in Humbard's. It wasn't in Humbard's.
Where then? What was the name of the store?
I don't know, I can't remember.
Well, you said it was due to this unpleasant experience that you created such a scene. Now you say you can't remember where it happened? Come now.
Well, I can't. Oh, this is baby. I can't remember. And I haven't much of a memory. Ask my husband.
No, I'm asking you, Mrs. Clayton. Did you report this previous theft to the store?
I think so, I don't know.
Were you insured then? Did you make a claim?
I don't know, I leave all that to my husband.
Did you report it to the police then?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Answer the question, Mrs. Clayton.
Because I never told my husband.
You didn't tell him? But when you'd had your purse stolen?
I left it on a counter, and when I came back, it wasn't there. He'd have said it was typical. He's always telling me about forgetting things.
I see. Now, you'd agreed to take Mitchell's Macintosh. Well, why didn't she just hand it to you there and then?
I don't
Let you
know.
go off to the car on your own?
Well, I don't know. Why should she?
Well, because what was the point of her coming to the car if she was going off elsewhere? I put it to you that you were about to leave the store together, with the stolen dress concealed under the Macintosh. Mission completed when the store detective challenged her. I put it to you that you planned the theft of that dress. That you went there with the express intention of creating a diversion by pretending that your purse had been stolen to enable your accomplice to steal the dress.
No, I didn't. We didn't.
What was your job before you became pregnant?
I don't understand.
You mean you don't understand the question?
I don't understand why he's asking.
No, you don't have to understand why. Just tell the court your employment.
I was a shop assistant.
That isn't quite correct, is it?
I was a shop assistant at first.
But for the 2 years prior to your pregnancy, where did you work?
In a store.
In what department?
In the dress department. But it wasn't Humbard's. It wasn't Humbard's. It wasn't.
I'm not saying it was. Oh, I see. You think I'm suggesting that you were getting your own back on Humbard's. You weren't sacked, were you, for some misdemeanor?
No. I left to have Billy. I gave my notice in.
But the point, Mrs. Clayton, is that having worked in the dress department of any store, you knew what it was all about, didn't you? The routine.
I knew my job, yes.
So you would know just how best to distract the staff's attention while your accomplice stole that dress. You know the tricks of the trade, don't you? An expert. But Humbards have experts too, and you were caught, weren't you?
You may stand down, Mrs. Clayton.